TV directing, you had a directing position where even though you had never directed a full pilot before, you were given the opportunity. How did that happen?
Cause I was doing YouTube sketch comedy where I was just like, I've directed before, where I've done like like short films and stuff before, bigger, longer things. I used to done short films like between 15 to 30 minutes. Like I've done like longer format shorts. But I was doing YouTube sketch comedy, and I actually cast the actor originally, who's the creator of it, in one of my sketches. And he used to be a child star for Disney. And he was just like, hey, me and my business partner were directing a TV pilot presentation version of our web series. They had like a 4-episode web series that was kind of got some traction. And they're like, we need a real director, because they were shooting on like little handy cams. So you could tell it was like low budget, like handheld shaking. You're like, ooh. But it worked like that. And I was like, okay. And that's how it happened. I was just like, hey, can you direct this? I was like, all right. And then I was just like, if I do it, I need to bring my DP I know. I want my own kind of crew I could work with. Like I kind of like negotiate, like, okay, I want this person. Like kind of like who I work with. And that's how we pretty much did it. Like, because usually when you do TV pilots or TV pilot presentations, you have to go be either a union project, which it wasn't a union project. That's why they call it a TV pilot presentation, because like you could kind of loophole. So that's what it is. And yeah, that's how I got it, was because the actor was like, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to do comedy. He got a good crew together. Like, and I could do things on a budget really, really fast. Like that's going to probably be my downfall in the business if I ever become successful. Like I know how to make things look like it's expensive on a cheap budget. So I think that's what's going to kill me, because everyone's like, oh, you did that for how much? Well, you could make this for this much. And I'm like, why? So it's like a double-edged sword.
What's the difference between performing for an audience in Sacramento versus an audience in LA? Whether it's comedy, whatever it is.
Comedies, like anything like acting and stuff. In Northern California, it's more like, they're normal people, as I call it, normal people. They're there looking for entertainment. Here, it's like almost everyone's show business here. Like, for some reason, I notice in LA, it's a bubble, whereas like anything outside a bubble of LA doesn't exist. Like, if you think about it, it's like everything's entertainment-centric here. Where if you go to like an open mic at some like hole-in-the-wall bar, you're gonna have 25 comics and the 2 local drunks. Like, I'm standing there, I'm like, is this like, so you're gonna have like everyone nitpicking. So it's like, it's not a real like audience, lack of a better word, it's not a real audience. Where up in, say, Sacramento or San Francisco, it's like Dawn and her friends are gonna go on a bachelorette party or something. They wanna like, hey, they wanna have a good time. They're looking to be entertained.
Gotcha.
Like here, it's just like, oh, who's in the audience? Oh, am I gonna get seen? I'm gonna get booked. Like, so it's a very different vibe. Like, and that's the one thing I hate about LA. Like, if I wasn't working in a business, like the certain part of the business, I wouldn't want to live in LA. Like, a lot of people like say, oh, LA. I'm like, no. If you want to make films, like feature films, like just a director or a writer or a producer, you could live anywhere. Like everything, technology, you could share like files and stuff, Dropbox. Everything is accessible now. But I want to do television, and like I want to do bigger projects. Like my end all goal was I want to direct Hollywood films. Like I didn't want to be a indie filmmaker
with an audience.
Yeah, right. I'm like, I don't want to be an indie. Be a hipster, grow a beard, wear hemp clothing. It's just it was weird because like I knew what I wanted to do, and a lot of people are like, oh. Because like if you like see a lot of my friends I came up with, they're all artsy fartsy. Like, oh, I make movies and moving pictures, and they're brilliant. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's just like they kind of became like big fish in a small pond up there. And I always call them the anti-Hollywood Hollywood, because they're anti-Hollywood, but they act like they're Hollywood. So I'm like, you guys find the irony in this, and like, so because I got friends who could be like, oh, you're a sellout. I'm like, what? Living in a living room, hoping like eating top ramen, hoping your next movie get made, and you're like, oh, I'm like sitting there, I'm like, so yeah, so that's different. Over there, the audience is looking to be entertained. Hence, goes back to my saying like, create, entertain, inspire. So.